Hey there, welcome to Tarot to a T. That was quite the shuffle. Anyway, this is Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-November 2022 reading for the sign of Capricorn. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. If you are returning and you're one of my wonderful subscribers, thank you for coming. Glad to see you again. And thank you for being a subscriber. So we're going to open up with a general inquiry. What does Capricorn need to hear for the month of, well, the mid-month of November? I keep saying November. Technically it's still November, but it's more specifically mid-November. Okay. That's not a bad card either. What does Capricorn need to hear? What kind of message does Capricorn need to hear? What does Capricorn need to know? What kind of assistance can you give Capricorn this month? This mid-month? And cards of advice, please. Yeah, there's something brewing. For sure. Alright, one more and we will jump right into it. That's too many. Okay. Alright, let's see what's going on. This is the Ten of Clubs, so this is what first fell out when I was shuffling for the cards here. So some kind of major cycle has ended, but it's all good. It's all about good news. It actually could involve some travel. It's about unexpected travel, always for good reasons, like somebody inviting you to go along with them on a trip, for example, or it could be metaphorical, traveling emotionally from one state to another. I like to leave it open until I see more of what's going on. But you definitely had something kind of wrap up here. And with the Jack of Spades, well, you could be dealing with a younger air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Or this could be you. If you've watched me before, the Jack of Spades energy is a little bit off-putting. It's basically, if it's a person, like I said, an air sign, they're kind of two-faced. They have something going on that's not so upfront and honest. But if it's just you harboring this energy, it's a little bit of being suspicious of somebody's motives, that kind of thing. Let's keep going, see what we got here. The Six of Clubs. So there's some personal growth potentially either happening or there's just the potential for it to I'm sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. Manifest itself with some options and opportunities that are coming your way. But the personal growth, again, could be in any area of your life, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, you name it. Okay, let's keep moving. The Two of Clubs, Three of Spades. Ouch. Well, the Two of Clubs isn't so bad. There's some kind of a need for communication, which doesn't have to be a terrible thing. But basically, the twos talk about balance and harmony. So there's some kind of balance and harmony that is not happening because there needs to be some clarification and communication. And the Three of Spades, well, that's worry and stress. I mean, I don't have much information here to say whether this is relationship or some other matter that's going on. I tend to think it's more emotional just because you have this personal growth potential here, or what's going on in your life right now, going through a metaphorical growth spurt emotionally. Let's see what else we can pull out here. What is going on with Capricorn mid-November? What is going on with Capricorn? Nine of Spades. Well, you had some kind of completion here that honestly, with some kind of major disappointment. It's interesting that the subject matter is, it's like it's intentionally being hidden from me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not seeing romance, I'm not seeing career, I'm not seeing some other kind of situation necessarily, but something was very disappointing. I tend to think it's more relationship, because we are looking at worry and stress, need for communication, and this is loss, disappointment. It's a real downer, the 9, but whatever it is, it's completed, which I think can be a positive thing. You don't want it to keep going on, and it's behind you. It's not something necessarily coming towards you. Oh, ouch again. We have the 8 of Spades, which does talk about stress at work. Okay. I kind of see this as a side issue, because it doesn't. It kind of falls in the line with some worry and stress and whatnot. But the 8 of Spades, like I said, is kind of being overworked, or a problem at work with a particular person, some kind of dynamic that's going on. But nonetheless, it causes some kind of stress. Again, stress and worry. The Joker energy. So it came out with the 8 of Spades. This is my inclination to say you have something going on with your work life that's up in the air, that's not settled. The bright side of it is it's the colorized Joker, so it's also the Magician energy. If you know anything about that from traditional tarot, the Magician energy can be quite magical in its own way. I tend to see it as the universe kind of stepping in, and kind of pushing things in a particular direction through the unfolding of, events. Probably unforeseen circumstances, events, changes that happen. That kind of, with the Magician, I always see the Magician as transformative, transforming one thing into another, even if it's an illusion, that's the end result. So I see that as very transformative energy. I just got that there's something unfolding about the work situation that's going to transform. Yeah. But it's still very unsettled and stressful. It doesn't matter about the transformation if you're going through this stress and worry. That's kind of top of your mind at the moment. What else can you tell me about Capricorn? And there's stress here, or perhaps the cycle that ended. Eight of Diamonds. Well, that's actually nice. This could be the transformation from the 8 of Spades into the 8 of Diamonds. This is entrepreneurship. This is putting a lot of hard work and time and energy into something and it really paying off. It could be that the work situation is stressful at the moment, but this is where you're headed. I mean, that would be very logical, actually. Very, very clear message. I mean, no beating around the bush. It's all crap now, but it's going to pay off. 6 of Hearts. Also, the road is clear for relationships. Not sure where this fits into the picture for you, but again, like the 6 of Clubs, it's about options and opportunities coming your way. And I do want to emphasize relationships do not have to be romantic or partner, like you're looking for the love of your life necessarily. They can be significant in another way. They can be close friendships. They could be allies. They could be professional relationships. But nonetheless, you're not carrying around baggage. If you left a relationship recently, it's kind of like maybe some of the, the memories of it are still there, but you're not carrying it around like dragging it into a new situation, which is always good. You don't want to drag your baggage around. I'm just trying to feel if I need to pull another card here. Give me a second. Yeah, I think I am. I was going to go for the advice, but no, something's pulling me for one more card. So I think your reading was like this for November. I just want to pause here. We had a lot of different elements, and I'm kind of seeing that again. Like, it's not focusing on one particular thing. And as far as general readings go, this is very general. It's like, here's a snapshot of this, here's a snapshot of this, and so on. So, just my observation. 5 of Hearts, 10 of Spades. Ouch. 10 of Spades is, again, some kind of major loss, disappointment, has wrapped up for you. And it probably involves a separation with the 5 of Hearts. That does talk about separation between people. It doesn't always have to be relationship. I think in this case it could be, because there's also a loss and a mourning and a grieving involved. Again, some kind of major thing has wrapped up, leading to this separation. In general, this separation could be for a multitude of reasons, such as going off to college, somebody traveling for work, that kind of thing. Yeah, I kind of see it tying in with that 9 of Spades that we pulled out a minute ago, this 10 of Spades. So perhaps you have finalized some kind of separation with somebody. Yeah. And that also would make sense with the 6 of Hearts, that the road is clear now for you to pursue other relationships, that you're not carrying around bad juju, baggage, emotional baggage, that kind of thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice. King of Hearts. Well, you could be dealing with a water sign here, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or this could be you taking control of your emotional life. I see the King as being dominant and controlling in a good way, especially with the King of Hearts. It's more of a nurturing, fatherly type of energy, but we're not reading genders, so don't look at this as male. It's just, it comes across a little stronger than a queen, and just a little bit more firm in the way it's delivered. But like I said, you could be dealing with a water sign. Queen of clubs, speak of the devil. So here is some queen energy. Or this could be a fire sign that's in your midst. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Again, the queen is got her own power and authority. She just has a different delivery of it than this king. This could actually be a person, especially if you embody this King of Hearts. Or these could be 2 different people. I think I gotta keep going before I determine that, just because we have so many face cards coming out, and they can definitely represent people. 6 of Diamonds, so you have, again, this is the 3rd 6. You got options and opportunities out the wahoo here. I think your last reading was kind of that way too. There was just a lot of things, opening up for you. 6 of Diamonds talks about finances and abundance, and in particular, resources opening up so that you can take financial responsibility. Very, very good news if you've been having difficulties with finances. 10 of Hearts, 9 of Clubs. Interesting. So the 10 of Hearts, the 10 of Hearts talks about leading to your ultimate happiness. Again, with a 10, you're kind of wrapping up some kind of cycle or journey, however you want to look at it, a chapter in your life, that's going to lead to your ultimate happiness. But it did come out with this 9 of Clubs, which again is a completion, but it's kind of on a different level. It's not so broad and life affirming, and in that it could be more a minor detail that completed. Nonetheless, the 9 of Clubs talks about achievement and feeling content and satisfied with the results. So, whatever moves you've made towards this 10 of Hearts, which I think is what this message is saying, you're very satisfied with the outcome. And it is ultimately going to lead to this 10 of Hearts. It's kind of a twofold, two-faceted affirmation there. Confirmation. Let's see if we can draw out more cards of advice, especially with this King of Hearts and the Queen of Clubs. What's going on? I mean, the financial opportunities or for abundance, I mean, that's exciting too, but any kind of advice I guess you could give Capricorn would be greatly appreciated. What other advice can you give Capricorn for mid-November? With major cycles wrapping up. Yes. So you've broken off with somebody or you've had some kind of falling out. Actually, I wasn't really expecting that to come out because this is looking very positive and strong. Except with the 9 of spades and the 10 of spades about having something in the past wrap up that was a loss and a disappointment. This could be connected to that. This is about, again, disharmony, disassociating with somebody. It's a division between friends, lovers, any kind of family relationship, doesn't matter. It's pretty permanent. So if you're wondering if that status is going to change, it is not. Because that's my card of it's done. And it did come out in your line of advice, so it's possible you had that question in your mind. Just saying that might be applicable for some people. Any more cards of advice? 7 of Hearts. Yeah, and they came out with that, well, right after this 2 of Spades. This is broken heart. This is disappointed. This is people letting you down. It could be another relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be what we were talking about earlier. Or it could tie into that. I'm not really getting a good sense. Again, I feel like I'm not being shown some details. There's some things, there's big holes in this for me. Maybe not for somebody out there, but yeah. Whatever the split is, and it may have been a split that was mutually agreed upon, or you initiated it, or they initiated it, it's over. But it led to some kind of disappointment and heartbreak. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It's just that disappointment and feeling that somebody didn't come through for you hurt in some manner. You know, it's still painful. It doesn't have to be romantic. So, what else? What other cards of advice can you give Capricorn before we wrap this up? Capricorn with the many things going on in their life, apparently. Many facets of life happening. And here is the Tower card. Jeez. Okay. You're rebuilding from something that I wanted to say failed. That's the first word that popped into my head, but that's not normally what I would associate with the Tower. The Tower is just about something coming down, something being destroyed, or just something not lasting. Definitely can apply to relationships, right? Not lasting. But there's always a foundation to rebuild upon. So don't look at the... I think if you watch enough tarot, you've heard enough readers talk about, don't look at this as gloom and doom or, you know, so dark. It's actually a rebirth. It's a chance to start over and build something that's more stable, more sturdy, more to your liking, you know, fulfilling a wish fulfillment, that kind of thing. But it did come out with the 7 of Hearts and that 2 of Spades. So there's some kind of major split that you've had with somebody that has kind of turned your world upside down. I think that's the summary of the feeling I'm getting with the Tower combined with those other cards. And it involves some kind of split from somebody. And you're in the process of rebuilding. And I really do feel like you're the King of Hearts. You're taking control of your emotional life here with the King of Hearts. If you want to look at it in a certain light, you could look at it as being your own, I was going to say fatherly figure. Like you're guiding yourself in the direction that you know you need to go using wisdom and strength. And you're being very firm about it. The Queen of Clubs If this doesn't represent a fire sign in your life, or somebody that would fit the bill, and again, we're not looking at male, female necessarily, but somebody who's got some power and authority is just not real outspoken about it. You could be embodying this too. This could be like the face you're showing the world. The Queen of Clubs is also very wise, mature, and they're also very supportive. They kind of have this supportive energy about them. I'm going to ask for one more card. I don't want to end on the Tower card. That's kind of mean. What other card of advice? Okay, it's all destined to happen. Whatever's going on in your life is part of your destiny. And you have all the sixes out here. Good, good, booga. Yeah, you have a lot of catching up to do and a lot of choices to make, and you're going to have, if you don't already have a lot of options going on in pretty much all areas of your life, because you have all the sixes. You have the clubs, the diamonds, the hearts, and the spades. You're headed, there's a multitude of directions you could be going, Capricorn. I'll just tell you that. So that unsettled energy that I think we talked about in the last reading, in the last couple of readings, it's still kind of a predominant theme, although we only had one Joker come out this time. So I don't see as much chaos. There's just a lot of changes and things that are going on. And there's a lot of potential. I think that's the important thing to get out of this reading today, is that there's a lot of potential. And as they say, there are no wrong paths. There's no in the grander scheme of things, there's no mistakes, if you've never heard that. It's just that there are different choices that lead you to different places, right? So, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. You just got a lot of options. I mean, I really, that's kind of the theme of this. It's just so many options. And yes, you had this disappointment and this split up with somebody that's caused you to start over, but it's leading you to all these other options and opportunities, and this is all part of your destiny. This is fated. This is where you're meant to be. You're meant to be in this, this crossroads of sorts. And it's ultimately going to lead to this Ten of Hearts. I think that's ultimately, if you're not already feeling that Ten of Hearts energy, I'm kind of getting that you might already, because of this feeling of contentment and achievement with the Nine of Clubs. That's what's happening, though. This is much better reading than your last few, I'll tell you that. Thank you for joining me. If you want to see when the next reading comes out, you want to get notified, make sure you hit subscribe, notifications, or save the video so that you can find my channel again and check in. And I will see you again soon. Take care.